dead man walking.
Welcome to episode number 11 of the Dark Horde podcast. And luckily, it took me a while to get ready because I needed to make sure that this did not end up in the wrong episode slot. It's happened to me a couple times. It really has. Yeah, like I'll put it under UFO Radio, and then iHeart has a fit about it. Because they don't want them mixing together. Keep them apart. Segregate those things. So it becomes an issue for them. And then they won't let me fix it. They're like, no, you leave it exactly where it's at. This is the 11th installment of me paying the paranormal. I don't know what you want to call it. But it's funny because I was sitting around today and I was talking to someone about starting a sports business. There's a sports business that has been in the works for maybe like a year and a half now. And just now, when things are starting to come together, guess what happens? COVID-19. Yeah, somebody dropped the old coronavirus on it. No fucking sports. So what do you do when you're close to launching a business that depends completely on sports? Nothing. You just self-quarantine and sit in a corner somewhere and rock back and forth and silently and quietly hoping that someone will open up the doors to some kind of sporting event because your business is, pardon my French, is fucked. And then I hung up. I hung up the phone call, and then I was like thinking, whoa, shit. How do you do a paranormal podcast where you've told people the first few episodes you want to go out and you want to do some ghost hunting and stuff like that, and you can't leave your home? Ridiculous. I was actually in the same boat. See, that's what I get. That's what I get for being an a-hole. And laughing at that other situation because, look, I'm in the same boat right now. Can't really go out. Like, I can set up all kind of shit here. Get my own home to look for a ghost and the paranormal. You know, even fake some stuff if I need to. Throw it on YouTube. But not what I wanted to do. Wanted to go to some famous hauntings. In Texas, at least. I mean, San Antonio is haunted as fuck right now. But I wanted to go around and look around and try to find something, and it's not in the cards. Not in the cards because this virus is screwing people everywhere. And you know, the funny thing that I was looking for things to play, like clips for this particular episode. I only found one, but we'll play that later. But I came across about 7 different songs related to the coronavirus. They're almost like parodies, but I just don't know. How do you make time to make songs about the coronavirus? That is weird. But when you're bored, you can't go nowhere. I'm sure you do crazy shit anyway. That's the way these things go down. Hey, what's up to Green Man? He is in the live chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you go into the live, or you want to listen live, because most of these episodes are live unless I have some serious technical issues, you want to go to Spreaker with an R, Spreaker.com, find the Dark Horde podcast, and once you get to the Dark Horde, you can go into the live chat, or you can download the mobile app, and you can chat live as well. You get notifications when I'm on live, and you can get in there like Green Man and have a little chat, make some conversation while the podcast is happening. for those of you who are interested in the after party, I know a lot of you guys like that. The after party usually is held on Discord. There is a link in the description, brand new link, refreshed, never expires, for anyone that tried to go into it before and could not. Check out that link. It takes you to the fan group, which was set up by the fan group. And you can go in there and chat with the folks you hear. Green Man is in there. There's a lot more other people that you've heard in the podcast in the past. But, yeah, you got to check that out. We got 3 stories to talk about. The first one really is paranormal. Then the second one, it bleeds over a little in weird ways, but it does have to do with our current pandemic. It's more about conspiracies. Then the third article is really an offshoot, kind of a little hint as to one of the individuals that actually gets mentioned in the pandemic article that's in there, number 2. We kind of look at that one person there from number 3. Really, we should look at everyone that's in the damn second article because, geez Louise, that is just weird. That is a completely weird. And actually, I saw something of an article of someone famous, an actor that people know very well, that is also under. I can't even explain it. We'll have to get to that article. I'm jumping the gun here, but as I like to do in between news articles, we will listen to music. I might even play a little extra music. A few more extra tracks. We'll see what happens. It depends. If anyone makes a request for more music, I'll do that. But in the meantime, let's check this one out.
Think I'd try this a new way. Gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. Stop like the others, I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around. It's the right time, you feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I will win. I'll do it on my way. I'm gonna show you what I'm going through, get you out of your comfort zone, 'cause I need more of the truth right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round and around, back around. I will fight like no other every day. I won't stop like the others, I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time, and I'm feeling alright. I'm playing your game like I know I can win right now. You got me on tonight, 'cause loving you is like I'm walking a tightrope so high. I won't be turning around, no, I won't be turning around.
Putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
That was a clip from Alex Jones talking about them putting them chemicals in the water that turns the frogs gay. What is wrong with him? He really is like, when you listen to him, he sounds like someone that's like a character in wrestling who just doesn't turn it off. He's just constantly going. He's got that wrestling character thing going on. Crazy ass. Fuck that guy. No freaking kidding. This first article has to do with cryptids. Like I said, I got to have one in here that has to do with the paranormal stuff, right? Because, geez Louise, it was really light. Let's just say this. It was really light. Usually you can find some story about somebody doing some kind of a ghost hunting thing, looking at some hauntings, going around, got their little equipment. But just like I said, everyone is pretty much stuck in their homes because they don't want to get the COVIDs. So there is no ghost hunting going on. Nobody's putting out those kind of articles. And if there is a show going on right now, premiering anywhere, it was fucking like 6 months ago, before the madness happened. So the ghost thing is light. We're ghosting light. The first article is Meet the Cryptids Haunting Ohio's Imagination. This is for you guys in Ohio. Yeah, the Buckeye State. You guys got some shit going on. I had no idea. As a matter of fact, if you look at the logo, the picture for this particular episode, that you see there is a frogman. That is one of the rubber dickers that's haunting Ohio. One of the cryptids that's starting a bunch of shit out there. And I'm going to be honest, if I see one of those, I am not going to stare at it. I am not going to try to confront it or introduce myself or say I come in peace. I'm running. Because that's, regular frogs they're a menace sometimes. They really are. But when you get one as big as the one that we're going to talk about, no. You just leave it alone. You don't go up to it. I mean, imagine that thing turns around and squirts on you and you get a full body warts. That would be so jacked up. That wouldn't even be worth it. Our little cryptid here has a story attached to it because this particular article has examples of people, real life situations, people going out and coming across these cryptids in Ohio. And there's two stories specific to the frog dude. Let's just call him that from now on, the frog dude. On the evening of August 2016, Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend were out playing Pokemon Go. First strike right there. They were out by Lake Isabella in Loveland, Ohio. It's funny, Loveland. What is up with Loveland and connections to paranormal and UFOs? Every time there's a city by the name of Loveland, they got some kind of history going on. Very strange. The lake is regularly stocked with catfish, bluegill, trout, and perch. Of course, the local fishermen love it. Could you imagine somebody just stocking up that shit so you can just go and play? Leave early, come back home late. Don't catch a damn thing, but you were out there. That's what matters. What happened with the couple is that they saw something. But it wasn't something that they could just turn away from. It wasn't any of the little Pokemon they were trying to catch on Pokemon Go. Wasn't on their screens. Sam Jacobs, told one of the local Cincinnati news that what he saw was a huge frog near the water. And he said, hey, listen, it wasn't in the game. It wasn't in the game. This was for real. I'm not even lying to you guys. It was an actual giant frog. He was so freaked out about it. Of course, he stopped playing the game, Pokemon Go, but he actually was able to snap a couple of grainy photos. Many people that have seen the photos say that it's hard to see. It's hard to tell the details within the picture because they're really grainy. But they do say that what you see in the picture is a large, shadowy, dark figure standing in the water, and the light that's coming in actually bouncing off two enormous saucer-shaped eyeballs. Scared shitless. Completely shitless. He went on to tell the news folks, he says, "I realize this sounds crazy, but I swear on my grandmother's grave," she was probably still alive at the time too, that's how crazy and scared shitless he was, "this is the truth. The frog stood about 4 feet tall." What would you do? This is what folks in Ohio, I don't know, do you call them Ohioans? This is what the Ohioans are dealing with. 4 fucking foot tall frogs. Do you know the size of the warts you're going to give if that freaking frogman decides to piss on you? You'll be screwed. That is so disgusting. What are you guys going to do out there? Completely nuts. But the frog dude is out there. No one's caught him. But the Jacobs kid was not the only one who came across this. He wasn't the only one that almost got peed on by the frogman. There was a second person. But this person is one of those folks that people like to say is a credible witness. It's someone of authority. And not just one, it was 2, because they multiply sometimes whenever there's donuts around. It turns out that in 1972, police officer Ray Shockey said he crossed paths with an enormous frog near Lake Miami River. These names. Shockey kept it pretty quiet. He didn't want to tell anybody because, you know, he's a cop. He's on the beat. He didn't want to cause mass hysteria about 4 foot fucking frogs. So, nothing. He didn't say anything. He didn't want to scare the folks, because then he'd have to answer all those calls anyway. That just makes more work for him. But he did kind of mention it to the Dayton's Journal-Herald and a newspaper. Later on in that same year, he kind of let out the bag, right? But soon after, his partner, Mark Matthews, he was scouting the same area when he encountered Shockey's frog buddy, the frog dude. Matthew says it actually hopped toward him. He told the Journal-Herald that while it wasn't aggressive, like, I don't even think a 4 foot frog needs to be aggressive. I mean, some of them are ugly as fuck, and they're only like a few inches tall. You add 3 feet to that, that's aggression right there. That's automatic aggression. You've got to either kill it or run. But Matthew just said, hey, let's see. What are we going to do? He decided to take a closer look and to try to preserve some evidence. And how would a sheriff on the beat coming across a 4 foot frog, how would they preserve some evidence and approach an animal like that? Well, easy. He shot 4 shots from his .357. He fucking shot it 4 times. And it wasn't aggressive. God, I'd hate to freaking jaywalk in that town. 4 shots. And the frogman didn't die. Instead, he flopped into the water and took off. Story says that what the officer said was that he felt that maybe it was just a hefty iguana. Listen, even the fattest fucking iguana is not necessarily going to deserve 4 fucking shots from a 357. He says it was probably a hefty iguana that lost his tail. Could you imagine if that was the case and it did have his tail? It looked like a 10-foot Godzilla coming at you over there in Ohio. No, that's not what happened, dude. You were scared shitless. Of course it was aggressive. You just pulled out your gun and put fucking 4 slugs in it. I don't know. You can't write this stuff. You guys in Ohio, stay out of the lakes. I mean, forget about gators. Like, Florida has gators and shit like that. You guys got some big-ass, pissy-ass frogs. Jeez Louise, that's just dangerous as hell. I'm not even going to mess with you guys. But yeah, anyway, so it wasn't aggressive, so he took 4 shots. The thing got away, and that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. There are 2 other cryptids that are apparently screwing around with the folks in Ohio. One of them is a Mothman. But that link for the other 2, it's in the description. You guys should check it out. I was just really intrigued by this whole frog thing. It's kind of funny, but it's not, because could you imagine one of these guys sees you out there and you just happen to have a costume that resembles one of these cryptids? You are going to get 4 slugs in you. I'm going to be honest. No one has a chance in Ohio. Just don't dress creepy or you're pretty much plain ass fucked. I'm honest. I'm going to tell you how it is.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
By the way, I'm going to play another track right after this, but we do have a PSA announcement from Green Man. By the way, Gutter, he is also in the live chat box. Welcome aboard. I don't think too many people listen to the Dark Horde. I mean, it's only 11 episodes in. Nobody gives no fucks. But I do have a PSA announcement for you guys, you Ohioans. I have a tip for you. Instead of putting 4 bullets into the frog, why don't you take one of your small people, your little people, vertically challenged. Back in the day, they would call them midgets. Take one of them, put them in a fly costume, and let them run free through the forest, by the lake. Perfect way to catch one of those frogmen. Because, what frog can resist a plump little fly? Come on, really.
Now I got to go, and I will never
This next article has to do with conspiracies. And, you know, conspiracies sometimes are thrown into the paranormal for some reason, and sometimes they are just too far fucking out to really even be in there. And this is one of those. There are hints of the paranormal in something that an individual said within the group we're about to talk about. And then there's this whole thing that it goes from what the topic is about, and it just takes a left turn, complete left turn. And it even brings NASA into the picture for some reason. It is just, it's bananas. And I got to say this, I actually saw this being mentioned within our group chat in Discord. I forgot who actually shared it, because I do that a lot. And but it had to do with Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, I believe, buys into this nonsense. Exposed the conspiracy theorists who claim coronavirus is linked to 5G, including the cousin of a cabinet minister and a former CIA spy. This article came from the Daily UK. So, the cabinet member they're talking about is someone in the United Kingdom government, not the U.S., but CIA spy. We all know all too well about those guys. These guys are all part of an organization out there in the UK that says that the 5G mobile phone network, it's exposing everyone to COVID-19. Yeah. One of the members is the cousin of Tory minister and the ex-wife of Eastlander actor and key member of the International Tribunal of Natural Justice, ITNJ for short, which also right now is promoting that 5G causes cancer and is a weapon of mass destruction. 5G is like universal. It can do so many things. And could you imagine you could have your cell phone and cook an egg while you're making a phone call at the same time? I mean, why not? I think it's a novel idea. I don't know what the fuck is up, why these guys can't just pick themselves up by their big girl panties and move on. Other members of this particular group, this ITNJ, is also a conspiracy theorist who claims that NASA kidnapped children and sent them to Mars as slaves. Believe it or not, this is just crazy. Robert David Steele is the CIA's name, the ex-CIA, and that's his gimmick. But he's also jumping on the bandwagon of the 5G and the coronavirus situation for some reason. I don't know. What does this have to do with anything? It makes no sense. But it's getting people infuriated. People are going nuts. And in England alone, in the UK, 40 phone towers have been either damaged or burnt in attacks because people are afraid. They're afraid of what's going on. They think 5G is causing the coronas. It doesn't get any crazier. Or does it? Investigations by the government have also revealed that Chris Cleverly, the cousin of Foreign Office Minister James Cleverly, and Dawn Alexander, a former wife of soap star Rudolph Walker. Shit, no wonder fucking Kevin Bacon just fit into this like a glove. These guys, these two individuals are both members of ITNJ. And like I said, it also includes former CIA spy Robert David Steele. And they are all happy as pie. But something that Dawn Alexander said recently kind of brings me to that little statement I said about glimpses of the paranormal in here. You just would not believe. The ITNJ, the quote-unquote self-appointed court, and it holds unsanctioned hearings on topics ranging from child trafficking to corruption and the effects of 5G. They actually have a hour-long documentary on YouTube that was published last year by Sasha Stone, who is the founder of the group. And the YouTube video is called 5G Apocalypse, the extinction event. I mean, they're serious about this shit. They're not fucking around. So if you want to check it out, please go over to YouTube after the podcast and find out why 5G is going to end the world as we know. Because according to them, 5G is what's responsible for the coronavirus. So apparently, there was a bunch of people in Wuhan, China, all sitting together playing 5G games, and they started COVID-19. I don't know how this happens. I don't know how we get to this point. But Dawn Alexander, she is a natural foods entrepreneur and is also the judicial commissioner of the ITNJ. I mean, wouldn't you want your people of power to always eat natural stuff? I mean, it makes them regular. They kind of envy meat eaters and stuff like that, but still. Because they're regular, I mean, they should be able to make some sound decisions and make really credible, fact-based comments like the one she just made. She says that she is also anti-vaccination, and she campaigns for that, by the way. And in a newsletter, she said that the NHS should be using natural treatments for COVID-19, such as garlic. Okay. I mean, it works on vampires, right? And drinking silver instead of searching for COVID-19 vaccines. Well, geez. We had no idea that the stories that we read about the paranormal, like werewolves and vampires, that the same shit that could kill those guys could get rid of COVID-19. What a novel idea. I mean, these guys are so many eons ahead of any world organization out there that it's amazing. Werewolves and vampires were for centuries we've been testing vaccines of COVID-19. So you have to drink silver and suck up a little garlic and you'll be good to go. What are they drinking over there? What is going on? And how is it that Kevin Bacon, Mr. Footloose himself, even sucking this up like a vampire that hates garlic? It is the weirdest combination of everything. I mean, there's a little paranormal in there. There is a little bit psycho. There's a little bit rock and roll too, I guess. It is the weirdest story ever. But it's an idea that conspiracy that's going around. A lot of people believe it. They're so scared about 5G. It's almost irrational in so many ways. But to have folks leading a group that have these ideas and they are infuriating and scaring people to the point that they damage property, what is really going on in the UK? You guys, somebody needs to get back to the tea and crumpets and get away from whatever silver or badass garlic you're eating because it's not cool. There's more in this story. It's weird that they didn't mention Kevin Bacon, but I'm sure he's got his turn coming. But check out the rest of the story. There's a little bit more news about this group and all the craziness that they're doing. And we'll play one more song. But I have this thing that I saw that NASA actually responded to this Steele ex-CIA guy regarding his child slavery claims on Mars. And the beat goes on. Whoa, I already played that. What am I doing?
Lose my mind. Lose my mind. Lose my mind.
I'm tired of hiding my emotions. Don't wanna keep Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know. So, what if I just lose my mind? Make a scene and run around. Show you what I feel inside all the time. Hey. What if I just lose my mind? Scream until the air runs out. I don't really care, 'cause I lose my mind. I can't keep hiding in the darkness. My feelings need a little sun. I hope you don't think that I'm heartless. I just can't be the one you want right now. Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know. So, what if I just lose my mind? Make a scene and run around. Show you what I feel inside all the time. Hey. What if I just lose my mind? Scream until the air runs out. I don't really care, 'cause I lose my mind. 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 Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know.
Garlic and silver. What in the flying fuck is going on? I'll play one more track before we get into that response from NASA. Sometimes I wonder, why would you even consider answering some crazy ass claims from some crazy ass person?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
You don't have to go now. I won't let you down.
I think the reason I did the double tracks today is because I was watching Suicide Squad earlier for the umpteenth time, and it feels like that movie wasn't the greatest. You know, when it came to like superhero type movies, it wasn't the greatest at all. But it had a decent soundtrack. For some reason, the soundtrack was good to me, and I decided, well, you know, why not play extra music today on the Dark Horde, being that can't really go check out any hauntings or nothing. Not too many ghost stories out there because everyone's stuck in their home. It's just something else. So the reason why we're back, this last little bit of information had to do with our conspiracy guy. The guy that is out there right now, and he is touting the line that 5G is boosting the COVID-19 situation. The 5G is going to microwave the entire planet to hell, and it is part of the end. It's going to bring an end. The apocalypse is coming because of 5G. There's an article that actually was part of Space.com about Robert David Steele. What a name like that? You'd think he'd be like a really cool guy, but I guess he's off his rocker, I guess. According to Robert David Steele, let's just call him RDS. Since, why not? Back in 2017, he was a guest on Alex Jones's show, and that's why I have that clip of Alex Jones and the gay frogs. What he's saying is that not only is Mars inhabited by people, but it's not just any kind of people, it's children that we sent to Mars as slaves. And not just we, like you and I, the blue collar folks, not the parents. They didn't sign off on some waiver to send the little fuckers up to Mars to work. No, they can't do that. That's against the rules. No, apparently NASA did. NASA went out, kidnapped a bunch of kids, and sent them to Mars in order to do some slave work for 20 years. So all those little ankle biters would come back in their mid-20s or something like that after being slaves on Mars. There's a quote by RDS here. It says, "We actually believe that there is a colony on Mars that is populated by children who were kidnapped and sent into space on a 20-year ride, so that once they get to Mars, they have no alternative but to be slaves on the Martian colony." This is what he told Alex Jones. You do not need... That is Bugs the UFO Hunter getting up after checking his bungalow. You don't need very much to get Alex Jones going. And the fact that you're an ex-CIA employee, I mean, you could have been the janitor at one of the CIA buildings. Yeah, you could have been the one that's unclogging all the toilets. But if you walk in to Alex Jones and you come up with a claim like that, Lord Jesus, it's going to go down. NASA actually responded to this because, you know, Alex Jones gets into all kind of news. You really can't give him anything, not a single inch of news, because I'm sure he blew it out the water back in 2017, and then NASA responded. He says there are no humans, or they said there are no humans on Mars. There are only active rovers on Mars. There was a rumor going around last week that there weren't any rovers, and that they are. Guy Webster responded. He is a spokesperson for NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. But he says unequivocally, there are no humans, no ankle biters, no 20-year-olds who are stuck being slaves in Mars. None of those. Bugs is always here turning up his bed. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know. He probably needs some damn silver and garlic to get him under control. He's got the 5G COVID. That is the episode for today. I'm glad you guys were able to join. A little light on the actual paranormal stories, but you guys in Ohio, like I said, get the little people dressed up in some fly costumes like that PSA from Green Man, and we'll be able to solve that shit in no time. 4-foot frogs my ass. Someone's gonna get got. For sure. Check us out next time. If you want to continue the conversation, get on Discord. The link is in the description. And I'll check you out next week. So ciao.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real. Whether we East coastin' or we in the hidden hills. In the poppin' straps of blue faces, not the pills. Heard you callin' bluffs, I show and prove, yeah, it's for real. Son of God, not a son of Sam. Keep it off the books and keep it coming in. Bitch, the old whip, see what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Heard you moving funny, had to cut you off. Had some more friends like my brothers, I can't trust it all. Same ones in your corner, wanna see you fall. Now I only need a hand to count the ones who ball with me. Down to fall with me. Down to put it on the line when lose or draw with me. Those my brothers, different mothers, part of par with me. Got the Bonnie to my class, she break the law with me. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone,